In the earliest hours of the morning, when the horizon is still painted in cold blue and the world feels half awake, the Stone Age hunters gather in silence. Their bodies are wrapped in furs stitched from the hides of animals they once tracked across these same plains. The air is crisp, filled with the distant calls of migrating birds, and every breath they exhale forms a thin, ghostly mist. They have lived their entire lives in rhythm with the land. They rise when the sun rises. They move with the herds, and they sleep only when the fire grows low. Today, the hunt is not just a necessity, but a promise of survival. Each hunter checks his spear, running his fingers across the sharpened stone tip, feeling the weight and balance of it. Their leader, a seasoned tracker with deep scars across his arms, studies the tracks left in the soft dirt, evidence of a large beast moving slowly through the valley. As the light warms the earth, the hunters exchange quiet glances, communicating without words. Together, they step forward, disappearing into the ancient forest where instinct, danger, and the primal pulse of life await them. The forest rises around the hunters like a living cathedral, its towering trees swaying in the whispering wind. Every crack of a twig beneath their feet feels amplified, though they move with astonishing silence. Hours have passed since they found the first signs of the beast. Massive footprints sunk deep into the mud and broken branches far above a man's height. The elders speak of this creature as a wandering giant, a woolly titan capable of crushing a man beneath a single step. But to the hunters it represents food, warmth, tools, and hope. They follow the trail carefully, stopping often to smell the wind and listen for distant movement. Birds suddenly scatter overhead, a sign that something large is approaching. The hunters lower themselves behind fallen logs and dense underbrush. Through the trees, they finally see it. A colossal mammoth, its breath steaming in the cold air, its tusks curved like ancient ivory crescents. The creature tears at the frozen grass with slow, deliberate motions. The hunters wait, studying its behavior, searching for a moment of vulnerability. Their hearts pound not with fear, but with an ancient, shared understanding. Survival demands courage, strategy, and unity. As twilight casts long shadows across the forest floor, the hunters gather in a concealed hollow beneath an outcrop of stone. Here, away from the beast's hearing, they lay out the strategy passed down through generations. The mammoth is powerful yet predictable. It follows the same trails, pauses to drink at familiar streams, and reacts instinctively when startled. The hunters use this knowledge like a weapon. They draw lines in the dirt, demonstrating angles, escape paths, and positions. Their spears, shaped from flint blades and hardened wood, are checked once more for stability. Two of the youngest hunters will circle near the rocky ridge, where gravity favors a surprise attack. Three others will approach from the front to create noise, forcing the mammoth to retreat toward the ridge. The leader, calm and focused, studies each face, ensuring they understand not only the plan but the risks. Every hunt has a price, and the cost is often paid in blood. Still, they accept this reality. The survival of their families depends on it. As the sky darkens, they smear ash across their faces to blend with the shadows. With a final breath of resolve, they rise and move into position, ready to face nature's ancient giant. When the moment arrives, it comes with explosive force. The mammoth bellows, a deep, earth-shaking roar that echoes through the trees as it charges forward. The hunters scatter with precision, each man moving exactly as practiced. Spears fly through the air, spinning end over end before striking the creature's thick hide. Some bounce off harmlessly, others embed themselves between layers of fur and muscle. The mammoth thrashes wildly, swinging its tusks like giant scythes. A hunter narrowly rolls aside as a tusk smashes into the ground where he stood moments before. The air fills with dust, snow, and fragments of broken branches. The leader shouts a command, signaling the young hunters positioned along the ridge. With perfect timing, they shove a heavy boulder free, sending it tumbling down. It lands with a thunderous crash against the mammoth's flank, staggering the beast. The animal stumbles, confused and enraged, giving the hunters a rare opening. More spears fly. The forest seems to hold its breath as man and beast struggle in a primal battle older than memory itself. This is not a fight of hatred, but of survival. Two forces driven by the same ancient instinct to endure. When the giant finally collapses, it does so with a slow, trembling surrender, its massive body settling into the earth it once dominated. The hunters stand in silence for several moments, breathing heavily, sweat freezing on their skin. Victory is not greeted with cheers, but with a solemn respect for the creature that has given its life. The leader steps forward and places his hand on the mammoth's hide, whispering a ritual phrase passed down from ancestors who believed every living being carried a spirit worthy of gratitude. The others follow, acknowledging the animal with quiet gestures of reverence. Soon, they begin the long, skillful work of butchering the mammoth. Every part has value. The meat will feed their families, the bones will become tools and weapons, the hide will be shaped into clothing and shelter. As they work, the fire they built nearby crackles, casting warm light on the snow-dusted ground. In this moment, the harsh world feels briefly generous. The hunters know winter remains unforgiving, but tonight they will return home with abundance, carrying the memory of the struggle and the life they claimed with both courage and respect. As dawn breaks the next morning, the hunters travel back toward their camp, pulling heavy sleds filled with meat and hides. Exhaustion weighs on their limbs, yet pride pushes them forward. Smoke from the tribe's fires rises in thin columns against the pale sky, guiding them like beacons of home. Children spot the returning silhouettes and run to alert the others. Soon, the entire community emerges from their shelters, women, elders, and young ones bundled in furs. Relief floods their faces at the sight of the successful hunt. The tribe gathers around as the hunters arrive, touching the sled with awe, recognizing the lifeline these resources represent. The elders chant a blessing, honoring both the hunters and the spirit of the mammoth. A celebration begins. Fires are fed, drums carved from hollowed wood echo through the valley, and stories of the hunt are told with exaggerated gestures and laughter. Though danger and hardship define their existence, moments like these remind them why they endure. They are not just individuals surviving the wilderness. They are a people bound by tradition, courage, and the shared pursuit of life. As night falls once more, the tribe settles into peace, their future secured for a little while longer.